There you go. Perfect.
Hi.
So, Trish, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I mean, what better way to start an epic evening with an epic guest, right?
Aw, likewise.
There you
Okay.
go. Thank you. So, starting with, so before we start, welcome to the show. It is so cool and amazing to have you here. Before we start, I have to give you an epic, proper welcome. If you have seen some of my episodes before, you know exactly what I'm about to do. If not, let me show you. Oh, there you go. Yeah. You know, we're just a small project at the moment, small operation, but at some point we might have live audience. We'll see.
That's right. At some point. Congrats on 100 episodes.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been, 100 and something, to be honest. I lost count, but it's been amazing. It's been really amazing, and I love it. So thank you.
Awesome. And you do a good job editing.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I mean, if you see the first images I did for my first episodes, they were awful. Like the other day, I was checking on them, and I was like, "What the hell I was thinking?" You know what I mean?
Doesn't that just sum up all of our work? Any creative, you look back and you think, "What the hell was I thinking?"
Yeah, totally. Yeah, when you get a chance to see your first kind of your first steps, and then to see the ones you have right now, you're like, yeah, I've been learning a lot. And I was like, and then to realize why, you know. So.
Well, I didn't see those ones. Anyone I saw looked great. So
thank you. Yeah, those ones are way below, and I hope that they stay there forever. So yeah. But hey, thank you so much. So starting with the whole interview now, tell me how your acting career started.
Oh, I was gonna try to hide myself here, but I don't think that's an option. I think it started like anyone else's, where you just, you kind of think, okay, I want to try that. You try it out, and then you either get hooked or you don't.
Yeah.
And I guess I got hooked.
Love it. It is so amazing, right? That whenever that happens, when you are doing something and then it suddenly clicks, and then you kind of realize that you want to do that for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. I mean, I guess I kind of got into it late in life. But yeah, once I went for it, then I was like, okay, I like this. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Amazing. So in 2018, you were in the Substitutes, Antidote, and Fight It. Tell me, were those some of your first projects, and what are some of the things that you learned from those experiences and performances?
Oh, I mean, I think you learn from everything. My very first thing was when I was a kid, and I hated it. I did not like speaking in front of people. I didn't like being in a studio and, having a bunch of older crew members around. I was just like a shy little kid. I was like, never again, not doing that again. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. I think you just learn from every experience, and I'm still learning every day.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. And so then you were in You Shoot Videos and Affection of a Tiger. I mean, the list goes on as well, but tell me, what are some of the things that you usually do to prepare your character?
Well, I mean, it depends if it's an audition or if you've actually booked the role. Because when you book the role, you have some time to really go through the full script.
Totally.
Usually for an audition, you don't get the full script. So it's kind of like being a detective, and you have 24 hours to come up with a character. So I prefer booking the role, as I guess any actor does. But the auditions are kind of fun sometimes, because you get a chance to play something you maybe haven't played before, but it is a lot of detective work, and you don't really have that time to really go through the full script and understand the whole story. As far as getting into a character for something you booked, I guess having conversations, if you do get that opportunity, with the director or the creator or the writer, is really helpful. If you don't get that opportunity, just making strong choices.
There you go.
and really like reading through it over and over, I think, in your head, rather than trying to plan how you're going to say it out loud. I think just kind of like you let it simmer like a soup, and you slowly, you read through it over and over. And I think it just kind of comes to you.
Love it. That's amazing. And what would you say it's important to know when you're on this process of character creation?
What's important to know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to make strong choices for the character's goals, to understand like what their objective is, what they really want, and what their place in that story is. It's kind of a bit of psychology, which I like.
Yeah. I can totally agree on that. I mean, it's a whole other process creating this character. I mean, and because I think at the end of the day, you want to make it relatable, right? I mean, you want to make it feel like a normal one, that you could say that I can totally see that character walking down the street, or I can totally see that, you know what I mean? So I do admire like all of the things that actors usually do in order to prepare and set up this character that they're also having, creating this backstory, in order to make it. So it's amazing.
Oh yeah, we create lots of backstories. We write a lot of notes, make a lot of, fake scenario in our mind. They're real and they happen to the character, but you go beyond what's written on the page, and you write all these memories down the character had, or you come up with these memories and backstories, and everything that led the character to this point, you kind of come up with, even if you're not given that on the page. So yeah, it's a lot of detective work, a lot of just making strong choices, and it's fun.
Love it. That's cool. That's amazing. And
I am not the expert, so I feel like the one thing you learn is no matter how many years you do something, you're not an expert. Like, I feel like there's an onion, the old onion metaphor that I still have to peel back all the layers from, and I'm still learning so much. So I don't feel like I don't feel like I can give others advice on acting, because I feel like there's so many things to be done still for me. I feel like I still have so much to learn.
Absolutely.
Or with producing or directing or writing as well.
Yeah, but I mean, your career is amazing. I mean, if someone would ask me like, what do I think about your career, I would just say badass.
Badass. You know who is badass? This woman right here. I'm wearing my Dolly Parton shirt today.
Oh yeah.
I have lots of t-shirts with badass women on them. This lady is a badass.
True. Okay. Fair enough.
Is goals.
Totally. But you're on the way to become badass.
Yes, on the way to becoming badass.
There you go. And then at some point, we will get your face on a shirt.
That's scary.
Yeah, kind of, right? That's amazing. And what do you think it's an important aspect for storytelling?
Well, characters with obstacles that they have to overcome. Because no one really wants to watch a story where there's no obstacles.
Yeah. Otherwise it will be boring, and you won't be. Yeah, totally. But at the same time, I think there has to be like some very interesting obstacles. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, like life-shattering obstacles in their way. How are they going to get over them? That's interesting.
Amazing. And tell me, like, what are some of the things that you usually do before going on set? I mean, do you have like a specific ritual, let's say, or like do you just go and be like, let's go, or like what is what is the thing that you do in order to set your mind and be like, I'm good to go?
Well, it depends. If I'm producing, we're running around and everything it's been months of a blur of getting prepared for this shoot, and there's like 80 phone calls coming in a day and emails and all the things. And anything kind of falls on you. So if catering is late, you're like, okay, that's on us. We have to leave set. We have to go get it ourselves. So there's no ritual with producing. It's just, let's survive. Let's make this thing. How are we going to overcome all of these problems that rise in a day? For acting, it's much more zen. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do a nice face mask the night before. I'm gonna drink tea for a week before and hit the gym hard. And I'm gonna just relax and go to set relaxed. And if you're producing and acting, or directing and acting, then you go to set kind of also in the producer mode where you're like, okay, we gotta get this thing done. Do I have my binder of notes? Do I have all the things? Let's do this. And it's much less zen than when I go to set wearing one hat as an actor.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I can
not to scare anyone off from producing or directing.
Just
know it's very encompassing. It'll take over your life for maybe a few months before and after the production, maybe a couple years, you know.
I could totally run that, but wow. Yeah. So, I mean, while I was doing like the whole research for the interview, I mean, for being in 2012 in Foxfire, to being in Paranormal Witness, The Island Memories, Runes in the North, Dear Child, Sweeter Net, the movie, Skinkers, Oracles of Rachel Hopkins, Black Forest, Paranormal Survival, Maroon. I mean, the list goes on. You know, it would take me hours to give like all of the titles that you have been with, which is super cool. But like, tell me, like in general, like what are some of the things that you enjoy the most about acting?
I do like comedy, so I really I love improv classes. So any sort of comedy, to me, that like draws my attention. But also, I guess, just getting to show emotion and not. I'm definitely one of those people who only let certain people in to see the real me, or will only show, like, I grew up in a family where it's like, you know, you don't always talk about your emotions or put those out there.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that, you know, characters go through struggles and they can go through those struggles. You can just be a human and not feel like you have to please people or be a certain way. I think just that range of emotions, and then also like comedy is one thing. Comedy just draws my attention because I think it's fun to, like, I don't know, do weird voices or just be someone I love like physical comedy. I love awkward situations. But yeah, I think what draws me to it is like getting to be a person and not shying away from certain things, or like not shying away from things that are, you know, hard to go through. Whereas in real life, you see someone, you're going through something, they're like, how are you? You're like, I'm great, how are you? But if you're acting, you know, in a scene, you're really going through those hardships and you're really diving into those characters' emotions. You're not, or maybe the character is holding it back, but as an actor, you have to still study what they're holding back. So you get to really just kind of dive into these human relationships, which I find really intriguing because I'm also a writer, and I find human relationships, awkward situations, obstacles to be very intriguing. I don't know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, and a lot of it. I do think that I do believe that every single time every single day, I think it's, if we put attention to it, we will be living like a movie every day, or at least an episode for a TV show or whatever. I do think that in watching like all the behavior, or like all of the the behavior and everything, and you will get the material to do like a lot of things. So it's so interesting, and yeah, I do agree on that. And also the fact that you guys get the chance to play somebody else in this world that you want us to get involved to, and at the same time that we are discovering with the characters and everything, you as an actor, you're discovering as well with the character. So I mean, it's magic at the end of the day,
I think it's fun too because there's not always one right or wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you can, if you're directing, you can have one idea of how this character is, and then an actor brings something so different.
Yeah.
And you're intrigued, and you're like, oh, I love that. But you couldn't have told them, like you couldn't have directed them to do that. They brought that. So I think what's so beautiful about it is everyone also brings themselves or something unique to each character. So you're like, interesting. Or if you wrote it and you imagine this one character in your head and then you see an audition and you're like, no, that is how the character is. Like that person really embodies it. Yeah. It's really interesting because it is a puzzle and there's so many different ways it could be played.
Totally. Now, you have also been involved in writing, producing, and directing, and you also have like your own company, which is 180 or 180 Sisterhood. Tell me about it. Like where the idea to create it came from. Like tell me all about it.
Yes. 180 Sisterhood. It's pretty much the day job. Rebecca Heron. She's my business partner. I'm her business partner, vice versa. We do everything together, and it's great to have a partner to hold you accountable. It's like going to a gym or sticking to any sort of routine, having someone who's, brings out the best in you or who balances you, or has strengths that you don't have, so you're always learning from. I think it's been a really great partnership because we've just, we have lots of stuff on the go, and we both wear kind of multiple hats. So sometimes Rebecca directs, sometimes we both produce. Well, we usually both produce, but sometimes I write, sometimes she writes. So it's been pretty great. Our company's been around for a couple of years. We have a Christmas letter out on CBC right now in Canada, starring some really great comedic actors like Colin Mockery as Sandy Claus. It's keeping us busy.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing and that's epic. And it's really cool the fact that you got the chance to create it with a friend.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. That's key. We're business partners and we're doing business, but at the end of the day, we have a lot of fun too. We make silly t-shirts, we get things printed on t-shirts, and sometimes make TikToks together. We go on coffee breaks. Like, it's not always serious, which is nice.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. I love it. And what can we expect from 180 Sisterhood Productions in the future?
Well, we have a couple of films that we're going to be filming in the new year. Nothing that's like, we don't announce what we're doing unless we're filming it. Like, once we're filming, then we would post some stuff about it. But yeah, a couple more films. We do a podcast, so probably the third season of our podcast, Drunk Read-Throughs, where we read old scripts that people write in or send. A few things. Lots of filming.
That's amazing. So, for example, if I had a script, can I send it to you? And then you will review it on your podcast. Yeah,
a lot of people send us scripts. So it always helps if there's like a plan and action for some funding, or if it has maybe some network attention or some funding already attached. It just depends. Like, we do get a lot of scripts, and then obviously don't put everyone that we get into development, and that's not necessarily, it just kind of depends on what we already have that's in development or greenlit to go and work on. So it just kind of depends on how busy we are and if script resonates with us personally, but we're always happy to look at scripts.
Perfect. I mean, the reason why is because I've been during the whole pandemic, I don't know anything about writing, of course, so I just basically start to be like, what if? And then I just came up with this idea of this. I think it's epic. I'll tell you later, but I think this is kind of the money making,
Yeah, that's a good thing. You need to have an audience for it. So, but yeah, I would say if you feel like you want to write and you haven't done it before, definitely try it.
Yeah.
Or, even if you don't know how to write in script format, start outlining the characters, start outlining the world. And then there's some great screenwriting, courses you could take or books you could read, programs you can download that will help you with the script formatting. Like Final Draft is a popular one we write on. So I would say, yeah, if anyone wants to ever do it, just go for it.
There you go.
Write those stories.
Love it. And Trish, tell me, like, what motivates you? I mean, we all have those days, right? I mean, we feel we're not feeling that like so good, and we are just, kind of on this toxic bubble in which we are questioning ourselves. That are we doing? Like, what we're doing, is it okay? Like, what I've done with my life recently? I'm wasting my time. Like all of those things. Like, what gets you to be out of that toxic bubble? Let's say, and you continue pursuing the thing that you love the most.
Oh, well, I guess, like I said, when I talked about accountability of having a business partner, that's huge. Because if you have someone, you're working with, or whether it be a writing partner, a producing partner, or in season 2 of Pink is In, I was co-directing with Erin. So you have that partner who's, you're setting up meetings together. So even if you can't get together in person, you're doing Zoom meetings. I think just having it's such this industry and so many other industries are such collaborative industries. So I think just, having good people in your, like, teaming up with good people that you want to spend time with will keep you motivated, keep doing the work. And then of course you have days where you're like, I can't write today, I can't do it, or I don't feel like doing this like admin work. I don't know, I feel like you kind of, there are some hard days sometimes, but having good people around you, like in your personal life or in your business life, is pretty helpful. A lot of coffee, and then a lot of just like doing it. Like sometimes if I sit around and I like overanalyze things too much, of course I'm gonna be like, Trish, you suck. What are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Nobody likes you. Nobody likes your work. Like, what are you doing? There's so many better people than you. So you could get swarmed with those thoughts, and I think it's natural to have those thoughts. So in that case, you just have to like get out and do something, like go for a walk, clear it out of your head, like squash that negativity. But I think it's definitely the artist's way that we're like the most confident people ever, but then we're also dealing with this like crippling self-doubt, and it's just this like balancing act, and you just have to think like, you know what, life is short, so you just have to keep going.
Preach.
Yeah, just like enjoy, try not to get like bogged up with negativity or or like thoughts of doubt, because you gotta just like get out there and tell your stories. I drink a lot of coffee, that helps.
Most important.
I'm like, I'm gonna go get a Starbucks, and then I'm gonna come back to this, and I'm gonna get it done. This is happening. I think it's good to take breaks. You need breaks. Yeah. And
what is like the drink you always get on Starbucks?
Oh, at Starbucks, I'm pretty boring. I get an Americano with some almond milk in it.
Okay.
Sometimes I switch it up and I get full cream. Sometimes I feel like switching it up and I get 2% milk. I'm that exciting.
There you go. That's epic.
That is epic.
There you go.
Switching up your coffee order is epic. Because you know what? Life is short. Switch up that coffee order.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, life, you need to life. I mean, you need to live life at 100 every day.
I like that. Except for on the weekend. Sometimes you need to slow down on the weekend.
Yeah.
What's your go-to Starbucks order? Do you drink coffee?
Tea.
Tea. What kind of tea?
Well, there was one that I always order. I mean, it's been a while that I haven't get anything. But like the last time, the one that I get was shaken lemon black tea.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
You just have it straight up, no milk, no sugar.
No. I mean, just like it's no milk or anything. Just ice on it and make it cool. So.
Oh yeah, because it's hot there, right?
Mm-hmm. So
you're getting the iced tea. Whereas I'm trying to warm up all day. You should see how much snow here. I'll send you a photo after.
Oh yeah, please do. I would love it.
So much snow. So much shoveling.
Now, if you could describe your career at the moment, on a movie, TV show, a book, or even a play, why not? What would be the title of it?
Overcaffeinated. Too many ideas and not enough time and funding.
Sounds like we have a trilogy already here.
Yeah. I wish we could make everything, but there's just not enough time, or not every project gets funded. So sometimes when you're passionate about that, you've written and been like applying to funding for years, just keeps getting the no, and then other things get the yes. So you're like, okay, cool, we're doing this one, but wouldn't it be cool if we could do all of them?
Yeah.
But there's not enough time.
Yeah, and you know what? I promise that if at some point Chat with Dan gets bigger and we start to have like more income, I promise that I will fund like all of the movies that I can get myself involved to, because I want to make sure that, because I mean, it would be cool. I mean, I understand, of course, the time and everything, but I do think that every movie deserves to be played, deserves to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of film festivals is, there's so many film festivals out there, and even now, if you can't leave your house or travel, you can make something. I'm one of the co-directors of the Sioux Film Festival. We had a festival recently, and a festival that won in one of the categories was filmed at home during isolation on her iPhone, and she did an amazing job. I had all sorts of, watching it, there were all sorts of things that I felt from watching it. So it just really resonated, and I'm not one of the judges, but that was my experience watching it. I was, just there's every film, you can make a film if you're stuck at home and you don't have a lot of resources. You can still make a film, and it can still be aired somewhere with all the festivals out there. So yeah, so I'm a big fan of film festivals and seeing a variety of people's stories.
Okay.
At a variety of budget levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you could also describe your career, but this time on a drink, which one would you pick?
My ideal answer would be Sex on the Beach, because I wish that was my life. That is not me, but that is like an alter ego of me somewhere. Okay. That is a character, I'm sure I would play or whatever, but not like real life me. I'm more of like a drink that would actually describe my life would be, well, I have a peppermint tea in my hand right now.
Okay.
Kind of boring though. Peppermint tea is very soothing. It's good for your stomach. Yeah, no. I don't have a very exciting answer. I'm just gonna go with coffee because, as we've established, I have a coffee addiction. So why not be just one of those frothy, delicious coffees with a little bit of almond milk and some cinnamon sprinkled on top.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's me.
That's epic. I mean, it's good. It tastes awesome, and you want another one instantly.
And you want what?
And you want another one.
You want another one. That's the problem with good coffee.
There you go.
It's a bit of a curse because you buy good coffee, but then you keep wanting more because it's so good. And when you're on the days you're working from home, it's in the kitchen. You just keep going back for more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And my last question here is, what can we expect from you in the future?
Well, I guess you can just expect more of the same, just the same old directing, writing, producing, acting. More of, actually directing is kind of a new thing for me, so I hope to do more of that because I did learn a lot on season 2 of Pink is In. Had a good mentor, Aaron Gingiashvili, or as he goes by, just Gingy or Aaron. Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot from him. That was intense, just prepping for a TV series that's in the second season, because when you're prepping for that, you're thinking about season 1 and all the different character arcs. And but now I get to be in the editing phase, which is really fun. So I hope that there's more of that in my future, more directing, because it's something that scares me, and I like to do the things that are scary. So that's why I want to do more of it. Putting it out there. Hopefully there's more. Actually, and more vacations. I would just like some vacations, to be honest.
Yeah.
What about you? What's in the future for you?
I mean, like there are like so many things, you know, to start. Continue doing this. Continue doing this. I mean, I want to make sure that by the end of 2022, I reach 500 episodes.
You will, because you've done 100 in what, a couple of months?
Yes, 5 months.
Wow, that's a lot of editing.
Oh yeah, and I have a lot of videos that I need to upload, but yeah.
I have so much respect for not only getting to know who these guests are that are coming on, because that's a lot of work, but then having the energy to speak with us, because that's a lot. And you're basically inviting us into your home, and then having to go through the footage and edit it. That's where I find you have to be like, it's edit stuff. You're like, okay, now I have it, but now I have to edit it. That's a huge task in itself. So
yeah,
congrats.
Thank you so much.
You will have 500 for sure.
Yeah. So one of the things is, as I said, yeah, it's 500, and then taking Chat with Dan on the road. I'm planning to take a vacation, go to the US, and why not bring in Chat with Dan with me and make a couple of episodes there and vacation at the same time. So you know.
Yes, always turning vacation into work and work into vacation, all that.
Yeah,
it all melds into one.
Yeah, but I think like the most important thing for me is that I wanna make sure that this kind of officially becomes kind of in my career, you know, because I mean at the moment, of course, that I'm having a temporary job in order to kind of pay bills and everything, and it's fine, but it's not something that moves me. You know what I mean? It's not something that I get myself excited every morning, be like, yes, I'm gonna, you know, like that, you know. So.
Yeah. And this is the thing that gets you excited, right?
And doing this is basically what keeps me like super excited and what keeps me kind of motivated, you know, like to keep going. And also it has become kind of my happy place to just talk about art, inspiration, and at the same time just have a cool conversation with someone that it's on this process of becoming super huge, you know. So it is really cool.
That's awesome. Well, congrats on it, and I'm happy that you know that you're doing it, helping people share their stories, and doing a great job at it.
Thank you so much. And I'm super and at some point, as I said, this chat that thing is not gonna be only podcast. I'm currently working in more stuff, and to make it into this huge brand. So everybody is gonna know Chat with Dan at some point, but I'm still working on it. So yeah.
Yes, they are. You heard that here first. Do you know PDB from Popternative?
No.
So my friend Peter, he has Popternative, and it started as a podcast, and he's done over 500 interviews. Sometimes I do some work with him on his IMDb, keeping it up to date. I think there's 500 episodes right now. And now he has a platform, kind of like a Netflix, where he streams people's films, and has a whole like Popternative site where there's daily news on entertainment. So he's really made this like huge brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see you going in that direction as well. Sky is the limit.
Okay, yeah. At some point, you know what? You just give me an idea. I'm gonna write it down. I'm the type of guy that has like a notebook everywhere with tons of ideas, you know, because I'm the type of person that even if I'm walking or even if I'm like doing groceries or something, I can suddenly be like, wait a minute, and write something out. Like have like cool idea, write it up and be like, okay, let's continue today. So
yes. Do you ever do that in the middle of the night?
Oh yeah.
have a dream and you're like, I have to write this into something. This dream cannot go unwasted.
Yeah.
Wake up, write it down, or put it in the phone notes.
Yeah, or leaving like a voice note.
Yes, yeah. That's
yeah.
Like our phones, we have that option. If you don't have a notebook, you can write it in the notes or save yourself a voice message.
Yeah, like literally the other day that happened to me. I mean, I woke up like at 3-4 a.m. to go for water, and then like as I was going back upstairs, then I just stopped and I was like, wait a second, yes. And then I just went running to my room, grab a pencil and start writing it. And then when it was done, I was like, okay, we're good. Let's go to bed then.
Yeah,
but the thing is that I couldn't go to bed because I was like so excited.
Because then you're excited,
yeah.
So the adrenaline is going, and then you can't sleep.
Yeah.
It's a conundrum. I hear you on that. Like, I just had the best dream ever. I have to write that down. Okay, but now I'm excited about the dream, so I can't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Right, might as well get up and make coffee.
There you go. Yeah.
And start my day at 4 a.m.
and finishing it at 12 a.m.
Yes. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Great.
You get me. I get you. Did we just become best friends?
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Cool. And
it's honestly been so nice chatting with you. Thanks for I don't know, thinking of me or somehow.
I mean,
thinking that I'm interesting enough to speak.
I mean, of course you're interesting. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, your career, as I said before, your career is super badass. I mean, you have been in so many projects, and as I was mentioning here, I mean, it would take me hours if we could talk about each project one by one. I mean, you just mentioned a Christmas letter, Happy Holiday, Mr. 7, the Telephone Minute, Here Alone, Saki Patty, Sleepwalking, Be Your Sisterhood, You Should Smile, True Sketch Comedy Show, Therapy, Diary of a Dangerous Child, Milk, The Umbrella Academy. I mean, are you kidding me? You are killing it.
Oh, thank you.
And also, make sure that you keep killing it. And also, I want to thank those who are watching this right now. Thank you so much. And also, if you're watching this later on YouTube or listening to this later on Spotify or Apple Music, make sure that you follow me, Trish, and all over social media. Normally, what I would say is for you to put pause and leave a like, subscribe super quick. It helps me a lot. Then drink coffee. Why not? You know. And then a cookie. You know, you eat a cookie after or before, if you wish. And then go follow Trish. Leave a million likes. I mean, let's make her trendy right now on every social media. Let's make sure the whole world knows about this talented, badass, super awesome, amazing person. And then come back. And Trish, before I send you off, I need to send you off properly in an epic way. So, those are my dogs, by the way. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Even my dogs got excited. So yeah.
I love dogs. I need to see photos of these dogs.
I'll send them over. You can count on that.
If I am being distracted from work, I'm probably looking at TikToks of dogs or cats.
Okay, then I will send all of the photos I have for my dogs.
Those are welcomed distractions.
There you go. So, again, Trish, thank you so much. Keep killing it. Keep having an amazing rest of the evening, an amazing weekend, an amazing rest of the month, and nothing but amazing things for you because you totally deserve all of them. So, I'll see you in the next one.
And right back at you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Okay. Bye, Dan.
Bye.